So we've made it to section 3.3, which is about measuring position of particular data values. So let's say you have a list of data, and it's in order from the smallest number to the largest number. That's called ascending order. So if you were to pick out a particular data value in that list, you might be interested in what percent of data values are less than or equal to that, and that's called the percentile rank. So the percentile rank is the percentage of data values in a data set that are less than or equal to a particular data value. And let's say we wanted to find the percentile rank given a particular data value. We're going to call the particular data value X with a lower star. That's what I'm going to use. So to denote that, the notation sometimes you'll see used is P of capital X less than or equal to X star. So what's this mean here? This is the percentage of X values less than or equal to that individual X value, X star. So X star represents your particular data value that you're interested in. Particular data value that you're comparing all the others to. Particular data value. All right, so the formula here I'm going to give, this is equal to K plus 0.5 times lowercase f divided by n. I'll tell you what all these symbols mean. And after you calculate that, you're going to multiply by 100 and put a percentage sign on the end. So we got to tell you what K is here. K is going to be the number of data values below X star. So the number of data values below X star. Of course, you have to make sure everything's in order from the smallest to the largest when you're doing this. And maybe we should say what F is next. F is going to be the frequency of X star. So how many times does X star show up in that list? Sometimes X star will just show up one time in the list. Sometimes X star will show up multiple times in the list. So F is just going to be the number of times that X star shows up in your list. And finally, N. N is the total number of data values in your data set. So it's your total number of data values. Or you could say like your sample size. It's another way to say that. I'll just say total number of data values. So that's your formula. So let's do an example where we make use of this percentile rank formula. So under these circumstances, we're going to be given a data value and we want to find the percentile rank. So exercise. So we got about a question about speeding tickets. There's 12 speeding tickets. Something you don't want to get, right? Are issued. When I-75, that's the Interstate 75 that passes through East Tennessee here. 12 speeding tickets are issued on I-75 passing through Chattanooga. Yeah, so I-75 goes through Chattanooga down to Atlanta, Georgia. Tennessee. Recorded speeds are listed in miles per hour. Recorded speeds are listed in miles per hour. Okay, here's the data. Someone is caught doing 80. Someone's caught doing 86. Someone's caught doing 92. Someone's caught doing 82. Someone's caught doing 90. Someone's caught doing 86. Someone's caught doing 84. Someone's caught doing 87. Someone's caught doing 98. someone's caught doing 90, someone's caught doing 86, someone's caught doing 80. Okay, that's our data set. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then second row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got a total of 12 data values, right? 12 speeding tickets. Here's the first question. What's the percentile rank of 87 miles per hour? So first question. Determine the percentile rank of 87 miles per hour. In other words, what's the percentage of x values less than or equal to 87? 87. So my x star here is 87. I'm not going to bother writing x star because our x star is 87. Okay, so if we're doing this problem, what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to put our data in order. So you want to start off with your smallest number. We got like 80, right, is the smallest number. What else? Okay, 80 shows up again here. It's twice. So if it shows up more than once, include it. What else? We got 82, 84, 86, 86. A little slow here this morning. It's all right though, right? Sometimes we're a little slow. Oh, there's another 86. Don't forget that 86. 87, 90, 90. What, 92 and 98. I think I got everything. Let me just count everything up. I checked everything off. Let's see. Counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I got everything. So first you want to put everything in order. Okay, then we're going to break out our formula here. Here we go. We want the probability, or not the probability, the percentage, I'll say, percentage of data values, x values, less than or equal to 87. Now remember, your formula says you take k plus 0.5 times f, divide by n, and multiply that by 100, and then you plop a percentage sign. So what we got to figure out, okay, what's the k, what's the f, and what's the n here? Okay, k, I'm going to write that down somewhere. Let me make it in yellow, right? Let's do yellow. So k is the number of data values smaller than the one we're interested in, 87. 87. So we're going to count all, how many are there smaller than 87? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, 7. Don't want to overcount, right? Smaller than 87. Let's count one more time. 1, golly, this thing. Work, man, work. Count one more time. A little slow this morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, smaller than 87. There's 7 data values, right? So we got 7 right there. So in place of that k, I'm going to put a 7. Then we got plus 0.5 times f is a frequency. F is a frequency. What color am I going to use? I'm going to use purple for my f. How many times does 87 show up? Shows up just once. So my f is 1. So I'm going to plug in a 1 there. And how many total data values do I have? That's my n. My n is 12, right? I have a total of 12 data values. So we're going to divide by 12 here. And we're going to multiply this all by 100. And then we're going to slap a percentage sign on the end. Okay, so if you do your arithmetic, you get 7 plus 0.5 times 1. So order of operations, say you do 0.5 times 1 first. So that's going to be 7 plus 0.5 divided by 12. Keep the parentheses around that. Multiply that by 100. Slap a percentage sign on the end of that. Let's keep going. Okay, so you got 7 plus 0.5. That's going to give me 7.5 on top. Then you're going to divide that by 12, and then multiply that by 100. Now you're going to slap a percentage sign on the end of that. What's 7.5 divided by 12? 7.5 divided by 12. Get a calculator for that. Here's my calculator. I'm using a TI-30XS right now. Pretty good calculator. I'm getting 0.625, right? Multiply by 100, slap a percentage sign on the end of that, and basically when you multiply by 100, it moves the decimal to the right, so you get 62.5. That's your percentile. Percentile rank. So determine the percentile rank of 87 miles per hour, 62.5%. So that's saying 62.5% of the data values are smaller than 87 or at the level of 87. Yeah, 62.5% of data values are less than or equal to 87 in this list. Okay, let's do another example. Number 2. Let's say we want to find the percentile rank of something else. Anything else I got here? Well, I thought I had something else. Determine the percentile rank of what number do we want to do here? Let's do 86. In other words, the percentage of x values less than or equal to 86. That's what we're finding. Percentage of x values, data values less than or equal to 86. So the first thing you got to do, you got to put your numbers in order. We already put them in order. I'll just copy down that list again, right? We had 80, 80, 82. Now, if you're able to look back and forth at your original list, you can do that, but this iPad here doesn't have enough space for me to see back, so I would have to scroll back and forth, and I don't want to scroll back and forth. Oops, 86. There are 3 86s, remember? And there was 87, and there's a 90, there's a 90, there's a 92, and a 98. That was our list in order. So when you're focusing on 86, you're going to focus on this, the leftmost version of 86, the one farthest to the left. Okay, so what are we doing? We're finding what color am I going to use? The percentage of x values less than or equal to 86. The percentage of x values less than or equal to 86. So remember what the formula is. It's k plus 0.5 f over n times 100 with a percentage sign tacked on the end there. Okay, so remember what k is. K is the number of data values to the left of the leftmost 86. So it's going to be to the leftmost 86. So k here, count up 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 data values to the left of the leftmost 86. So k is going to be 4 here. All right, f is the frequency of 86. So how many times does 86 occur? 86 occurs 1, 2, 3 times. So f is going to be 3. And n, remember what n is. That is the number of data values in the data set. Remember, there are 12 data values in total. So we're just going to plug and chug here. It's going to be equal to, let's see, 4 plus 0.5 multiplied by f is 3. All this is going to be divided by 12. And all that's going to be multiplied by 100 with a percentage sign. All right, so order of operation says we should do the multiplication 0.5 times 3 first before we do any addition up top there. So we're going to work in the numerator. 4 plus 0.5 times 3 is 1.5, right? Oh, that's over 12. Then we got to multiply that by, this iPad's not working too well, 100%. All right, so then I'm going to do 4 plus 1.5. 4 plus 1.5 is 5.5. We got 5.5 over 12 times 100 with a percentage sign. What's 5.5 over 12? Fraction, or you could say straight up divide. That's equal to 5.5 divided by 12 is 45 point. So 0.45. Let me say it right. 0.45. 83 repeating forever. You multiply that by 100%. All right, and we're going to scootsy the decimal 2 to the right, right? When you multiply by 100, it scootsies the decimal 2 to the right. So essentially converting a fraction to a percentage, you got 45.83 repeating percent. That's your exact answer. If you want to round that off approximately, you could round that off, right? You could say it's around 45.8%. So that's the rank percentile. So what's that saying? Roughly 45.8% of all the data values are less than or equal to 86. 86. Yeah. So this takes into account the repetitions of the 86. Yeah. So in actuality, what this does with the repetitions, the frequencies, it basically picks out the middle 86. So you see there are 3 86s. So basically it would pick out the middle 86 right here, the way this formula works, and it's telling you how many data values are at the level of that middle 86 or less than that level 86. And our answer is 45.8 roughly. 45.8% of data values are at that purple 86 or below it. Okay, just do one more just to make sure we got this good. Number 3. Determine the percentile rank of, let's do 90. Miles per hour. In other words, you see it written this way sometimes. The percentage of X values, data values, less than or equal to 90. All right, so formula. What color are we going to use the formula? Okay, we're going to use blue. The percentage of X values less than or equal to 90. That's equal to K plus 0.5 times F divided by N multiplied by 100 with a percentage sign. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is list out my data values. Have I listed out my data values? I forgot to do that, right? You got to have them in order from smallest to largest. I'll put them, I don't know. Where am I going to put my data values? I'm going to sneak them in here. What were they? 80, 80, 82, 84, 86, 86, 86, 87, 90, 90, 92. So when you're on paper, you can just go back and forth to that list, but when you got this iPad thing, you got to write it every time. All right, so you look at where 90 is. 90, the leftmost version of 90 is right here, right? You got two 90s. Look at the one farthest to the left. And what you're going to do first is find what K is. What is K? You get the right color here, yellow. K, yellow. So for K, we're going to count the number of data values to the left of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the left of that leftmost 90. So 8. K is 8. F is going to be the frequency. F is going to be the frequency. So how many times does it show up? How many times does 90 show up? Twice, right? 1, 2. All right, that's F. And N is going to be 12 again. That doesn't change. Right, you only have 12 data values total in your data set. But let's plug everything in and see how it turns out. So I got 8 plus 0.5 multiplied by 2. Oh, that's going to be divided by 12. Purple 12, right? Times 100%. All right, let's do the computation. Computation is what? 8 plus 0.5 times 2 is simply going to be 1 here. Well, that's going to be divided by 12. Right? Multiplied by 100 with a percentage sign. So you're going to have what? 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 over 12 times 100 with a percentage sign. Let's do 9 over 12. 9 over 12 is 0.75. You plug that in your calculator. Times 100 with a percentage sign. So that multiplication by 100 just moves the decimal to the right. So we get 75 with a percentage sign. So 75%. 75 is the rank percentile of 90. So what we're saying is 90, there's 75% of data values, 75% of data values at the level of 90 or below the level of 90. That's what that's saying. Okay, so I think I'm going to quit here with this finding the percentile rank of a particular data value. We'll do a little more with percentile rank